When I was a new attorney and I just started working at my first law firm, I had the privilege of working with two partners, Jim and Allison. Now, both Jim and Allison were experts in their field. They did whatever work was required to rise to the level of partner. But I gotta tell you, they both had very different communication styles and ways of engaging. Jim and Allison, they both had the skill set and the track record to earn the title of partner. But I gotta tell you, only one of them was a leader. My name is Star Babatun. I'm an attorney, speaker, and trainer with over 30 years experience, and I specialize in elevating the communication skills of professionals so that they can have more influence and more impact. And I'm also an author, and I wrote a book called Star Points. Star Points are short motivational messages designed to uplift and empower. And you wanna know why they're called Star Points? You wanna know? I'm gonna tell you. Because my name is Star, and I'm about to make a point. And the Star Point I wanna share with you right now is called Title Doesn't Make a Leader. All right, so we've got Jim and Allison. Now, when I work with Jim, ooh, I love working with Jim, just so you know. I felt like I could accomplish anything. Jim was an excellent communicator and he was very engaging. You know, he made his expectations and his desires clear. He was always there to answer questions. And guess what? He did more listening than he did talking. And Jim was very clear about his desire for me, what he thought of me. He believed in me. He believed that I was going to be a great attorney. And he told me often, and not only did he tell me, he showed me by supporting me, you know, by giving me the tools and the resources that I need. And sometimes when things got rough, Jim was not afraid to jump in there, to get in there with the details, to help me solve those problems, you know? And because of that, when I worked with Jim, I excelled, you know, and even when I faltered, and let me just say, as a first-year attorney, I faltered. But the thing about Jim is that when I fell, we fell. And he always gave me room to make improvements, to learn from my mistakes and to move forward. I'm telling you, I absolutely loved working with Jim. He made me a better attorney. He made me expand my skills and my belief in what I can do. Now, if you've ever had a boss, someone that you work from like Jim, you know what I'm talking about. You know how good it can be. And if you've never had that experience, then you might be more familiar with Allison. Who Allison was a totally different experience. I hated going to Allison's office. I hated going in there because I knew I was about to get a beat down. It didn't matter what I did. I know that she was going to focus, find whatever I did wrong, and she was going to bang me over the head with it. She was going to focus on that. See, part of the problem, in my opinion, was that Allison was a poor communicator. She wasn't clear about what she wanted, about her expectations. And here's a real problem. She was a poor communicator who thought she was a good communicator, right? She thought she said it right the first time, which means she didn't like to repeat herself and she didn't like to explain. And she definitely didn't like to listen. And, you know, when problems arose, she wasn't the type to lean in. No. She was above all of that, you know, and it was very clear what she thought of me. She thought of me as a lowly, incompetent, inexperienced first-year attorney who could do nothing right. Oh my gosh. And the more I worked with her, the more I worked with Allison, the more incompetent I felt. The more incompetent I felt, the more mistakes I made, and around we went. I hated working with Allison. Interesting. We got Jim and we got Allison. They're both partners at that firm. They both had the title, but only one of them was a leader. John Maxwell talks about the law of the lid. He says that whatever position you hold, you sort of set the lid for how successful your department, your team, your direct reports can be. They will only be as successful as you are. Jim and Allison, they set the lid for me. Allison's lid for herself was pretty low. And so when I worked for Allison, I failed. Jim's lid, oh no. See, Jim's lid was very, very high, and he allowed me to soar when I worked with him. Jim was clearly a leader. He had the qualities, the character, and the communication skills of a leader. Allison was just a partner. She had the title, but baby, she was not a leader. And we know this, title doesn't make a leader. And to tell you the truth, I would have done anything for Jim. I would have followed Jim anywhere. Allison, I wouldn't have followed Allison out of a burning building. All right. If the building was burning, I would follow her out of a burning building. But you know my point. My point is, title doesn't make a leader. Now, many of you already know that. You already know that. You did not need me to come here and tell you that title doesn't make a leader. You probably have some stories of your own to tell. But here's my question. My question is this. If title doesn't make a leader, then what does? What is it that makes a great leader? What is leadership made of? Now, you can probably think of a bunch of different things, and most people can. You'll think of things like empathetic, engaging, confident, committed, inspirational, courageous, excellent, and all of these are absolutely true, absolutely. But I think there's one more. I think there's one more that is bigger than all of those, and that is a great leader is a great communicator, an excellent communicator. That's what makes a great leader. Now look. You read any book, you go to any seminar, you go to any conference, you're going to hear lots and lots of different people talking about leadership, different interpretations of leadership, and about some basic leadership qualities. And just like them, I have my own interpretation of leadership as well. Here's the deal. I see leadership as the ability to bring out the best in people, in the people over whom you have influence. That might be your direct reports, right? It might be your indirect reports. It might be your bosses. It might be your vendors, right? Whoever you have influence over, you bring out the best in them. That, to me, is a great leader. That's leadership. Leadership involves being able to inspire, to teach, to empower people to do their best. And that's why I call it the best leadership model. The best leadership model, and here's what it means. The best leadership model consists of belief, encouragement, support, and transformation. And during the time that we have together, what I want to do is I want to explore and break down the best leadership model, how you can apply it to raise the lid on yourself, your department, and on your team. So let's go ahead and get started, and let's talk about belief. I believe one of the most powerful tools that a leader has is belief. And I'm talking about belief in yourself, belief in your ability, your talent, your gifts, your ability to get things done. Hey, you have reached this position for a reason. And then there is the belief in the organization, belief in its mission, its vision, where it's going and how it intends to be there. But most importantly, your belief in your team, right? Who they are and what they are, what they can accomplish, their talents, their abilities, their gifts. That's what you want to believe in. And there's a quote by Johann Goethe that I absolutely love. And that quote says that if you treat an individual as he is, he will remain as he is. But if you treat him as he ought to be and as he could be, he becomes what he could be. And, we're going to put she in there also. And that's what I believe, that when you believe in your team, you set the level of what they can achieve, right? You've got to believe in your employees and their abilities, right? And that makes a tremendous impact on how they behave and how they show up. right? My example, Jim believed in me and I showed up like a rock star. Allison did not, and I didn't show up as a rock star. So leadership, the best leadership model includes belief. And then you have encouragement. I believe the best leadership, the best leaders are encouragers. In fact, John Maxwell also says that encouragement is 51% of leadership, 51%. Look. So encouragement is the process that focuses on the individual's strengths and contributions in order to drive that motivation. Encouragement is a message of hope, of courage. It is a desire to see people grow. You know, encouragement provides that emotional fuel that enables people to reach further, to dig deeper, and to hold on longer when things get rough. Yes? So you want to be encouragement. Best leadership requires encouragement. And here's the deal. We're not talking about your general kind of rah-rah, hey, great job, how you doing? Attaboy, attagirl, keep it up. That kind of rah-rah enthusiasm, that very general stuff, that's not what I'm talking about. Now look, it's better than nothing. But we want to go higher than that, right? We want encouragement that is specific to the person that you are encouraging. What's going to encourage them? Because you know, people are not motivated by the same things. This is what the thing that encourages one is not going to encourage another. So it needs to be specific. How do you get specific? Here's how you do it. Get to know your people. I know it's remarkable, but you need to get to know your people. Take some time to get to know them. And I know what you're saying. You're like, Star, I am busy. I'm putting out 100 fires a day. I don't have time to really get to know everyone. I'm going to tell you, when we do the longer version of this, I will tell you a very specific exercise where you can get to know your people in less than 2 minutes. Encouragement has to be specific and it has to be optimistic. You have to look forward. If you are a downer Daisy, a Daisy downer, a negative Ned or Nancy, that is not going to encourage and that is not going to help your team. You got to be able to be optimistic. And here's the deal. I believe that you also have to be grateful. Gratitude is a lifestyle, it's a way of living, a way of looking at things, being grateful for where you are, for what you have. And here's what I encourage you to do. Have your team also express gratitude, everyday gratitude for everyday things. That's going to shift the energy of your team. So the best leadership model also includes being encouraging, being encouragement. And then you have support. Another part of the best leadership model is support. Now look, belief is amazing. We love it. Encouragement, yes, we cannot live without it, but at the end of the day, you've got to be supporting your people also. And what that means is, that means you don't leave them alone. All right, so you endow them with the skills, the things that they need. It means you engage them, you have conversations with them so that you know where they are and what they need, and you give that to them, right? And that means sometimes you roll up your sleeves, all right? You roll up your sleeves and you get into it with them and you help them solve those problems. You know, it's not like you're too good for this or you too, you know, that's for those people. No, a good leader is engaging, and a good leader is empowering. Empowering. See, here's the thing. Some leaders believe that every time someone comes to you with a problem, that you have to solve it, right? That's my job, Star. Isn't that my job? Yes and no. The thing is, as a leader, we are trying to grow leaders. We're not trying to grow followers. We're trying to grow leaders. So you empower your team by helping them make decisions on their own and figure things out, right? You're always there, but you're helping them do that. And Jim had a way of doing this that irritated me at first. But his thing is that he would always ask, what do you think? I gotta tell you, the first couple of times I'm like, I've been an attorney for 5 minutes. I don't know what I thought, I don't know what I think. But he would ask me this all the time. So I figured out, well, I better figure out what I think. So I would never come to him without a solution. I never brought a problem without a solution. In the beginning, they weren't good solutions because, I was new. But he taught me to think for myself. He empowered me. And I remember the day that I was sitting in a conference room, we're having a meeting with the client. He did that thing he's always asking, Star, what do you think? But I was ready for him this time. And I told him what I thought, and he said, great idea, let's do that. Okay, the face was calm, but the inside was going, Woo! It was a great feeling. He empowered me, and that helped me grow as an attorney. And so that's the kind of support that I am talking about. Okay, so we talked about belief, we talked about encouragement, we talked about support, and all of that leads to transformation. Transformation, and I experienced this transformation in that law firm when I worked with Jim, and I took on more and more responsibility, and then I was given more and more responsibility. But I became the kind of employee, the kind of attorney, they're early, they're late, going to do whatever it takes, and not afraid to do the high jobs or the low jobs because I was part of the team. I was transformed into a better attorney, into a better person. And that is what's possible with the best leadership model. So again, the best leadership model is about belief, encouragement, and support that leads to transformation. My name is Star Babatun, and it has been my pleasure to be here with you, and I look forward to talking to you soon.